I hope you're having a great day. I hope you had a great weekend. Well, today I want to launch something that already exists. It's not new. It's not my idea. It's already existed since the time of evolution. But what happens is, before we launch the common sense lifestyle diet, I don't like even using the word diet, but the word diet is used to attract people to basically evaluate what kind of diets and what kind of fads are in their life right now, and at some point understand that fad diets do not work. And we need to understand that what we're going to talk about today, most of you are already doing. But this will replace all fad diets that exist out there at some point or the other. The best part of this is happy information for most of us, but a lot of other people will probably be insecure and unhappy to hear that this diet or this way of living and eating is inexpensive. It is absolutely free. So you see, this is going to trouble a lot of people because it's free. And there are a lot of people taking the concept of this diet that we're going to talk about today and rechanging it and remodeling it only so that they can charge for it. But what you're going to learn about today, which is nothing but intermittent fasting, can be done by most people without needing any professional advice, unless, of course, they have an ailment, they're on medication, and we're going to talk about who should be taking professional advice. Everyone else out there right now, whether you're old, you're young, whatever it is, you have the ability to start this concept of eating right and living yourself. And when you mindfully do it, you will know whether it suits you or it doesn't suit you. It's as simple as that. We don't have to pay money for this. You see, in life, there are two things right now. There is common sense and there is science. Science is great for us. Science has helped us evolve. Science has helped us do all of these things. But what's actually been eliminated out of all of this is common sense, because there are just too many people out there hiding behind science. Now, I'm saying we need science, but we need to understand if someone's making a claim that, hey, this apple is going to take away your arthritis, or eat this tablespoon of pumpkin seeds and you're going to lose all your fat. Yes, we want science to back that. We definitely want science to back that. We want science to back anything that someone can make money out of. So, if we're going to tell people that, hey, you have this concoction of turmeric mixed with ginger and lime and your cancer will leave your body, we can make a lot of money out of doing that. Now, we want science to back that, to see, number one, whether it's cheating people, whether it's causing a fraud, and all of that stuff. But then, on the other side, there's a lot of common sense, which sometimes if we just get out of technology for a while and use what we have, common sense, look at experiences of the elders, look at wisdom, take all this together, you'll find something as simple as simplicity, something that gives you results, something that is aligned to nature, which doesn't really cause harm to you at all. And that's the kind of common sense I'm talking about. Now, today I'm talking about intermittent fasting. I no longer want to use the word intermittent fasting, because the moment you use that, people make it into a fad. Nutritionists make it into a fad. It's not designed to be a fad. No one is qualified or intelligent to tell you whether your intermittent fast should be 14 hours, 16 hours, 18 hours, 22 hours. Guess what? For some people, 12 hours is good enough. For some other people, it may be 14 hours. For some people, it may be 18 hours. And then what's happening is people are taking this concept of intermittent fasting and building diets over that. They're allowing them to have coffee in the fasting phase because everyone wants to hear what makes them happy. So someone who's addicted to coffee and gets to know that, hey, you can have coffee on your fast, and then all of a sudden that person becomes the best nutritionist or the doctor, that's absolutely wrong. What we're trying to do over here is move away from intermittent fasting only because it's become a fad. Because there are people out there telling people that, hey, do intermittent fasting and you lose weight. No, you do intermittent fasting because it's going to clean you up. It's going to make you healthier. It's going to make you less acidic. And because it does all of that, you will lose weight. Weight loss is always the side effect, the pleasant side effect of some lifestyle changes that you make in your body. Okay, if you go to someone and they say, hey, I'm going to put you on a plan that will help you lose weight, or you see all these ads where they promise you 2 kilos of weight loss, or 4 kilos of weight loss, or 6 kilos of weight loss over a month, you have to know that they will do drastic things to make you lose all of that weight, which will be water, and you will put all of that weight back on. So what you should ask is weight loss with maintenance for the next 1 year that you keep the weight off. But you see, it doesn't work like that because the human body doesn't work on the principle of math. You can't decide to do 5 things and lose 4 kilos. It's a series of multifactorial things and lifestyle changes that you make to lose weight. So you see, intermittent fasting is now becoming a fad. People say, oh, if I do intermittent fasting 5 days a week, how much of weight will I lose? I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way. You do intermittent fasting with the right intention to get healthier. As your body gets healthier and cleaner, you make better food choices. You start moving your body more, and that's how you lose weight. So I prefer to now call it the common sense lifestyle plan. Let's go back from where we're coming. We don't need science, we need common sense for this, because we're not making a claim that your intermittent fast is going to take your cancer away. Well, believe me, it can lead to that eventually, but I'm not going to make a claim. I'm not going to make a claim that it's going to take your arthritis, but guess what? People who are intermittent fasting are already off all their arthritic medications, but I'm not going to make that claim. I'm not going to make the claim that intermittent fasting is the most natural detoxification that you can ever do for your body. I'm not going to make that claim, although thousands of people are already saying that they feel cleaner, less toxic, and their blood parameters are better. So you see, what we're going to do is move straight back into evolution. You go back to evolution because nothing really much has changed except technology, comfort, more crime, more hatred, more negative emotions in the human world. That's changed. But go back to the days where at evolution, people finished their last meal before the sun set for 2 reasons. Because you didn't have light. You didn't have artificial light like we have today. So all of your cooking, your hunting, your collection of vegetables and berries ended way before that. People ate before the sun set, period. Because once the sun set, you have nothing to do. So they socialized, they had ceremonies, rituals, they sang, they danced, they spoke, and they slept. And when they woke up in the morning, they didn't wake up to a breakfast because there were no fridges or cupboards or any of those packaged foods to be stored where you can wake up and say, hey, let me get this box of cereal and eat it right now. People had to wake up and go hunting, which is why they woke up with sunlight to make use of the day when the sun is out. Because that's the only time they can collect food and hunt for food. So when they woke up, they didn't have breakfast to eat. What they did was they went the hunter and gatherer concept. They went hunting or they went gathering berries, fruits, vegetables, and stuff like that. So by the time they probably ate, it was way past the time that we humans define as breakfast. So they were literally normally fasting. I don't even want to use that word. They had no food intake from the time the sun set until they found their first meal. The body is designed and hardwired with just that even today, which is why so many people out there do not feel hungry at breakfast time. So many children, in fact, you'll find this more in children, do not feel hungry at breakfast time because the body has 2 systems, elimination and building. In the elimination system, your body is cleaning, detoxifying, balancing hormones, all of that stuff, rebuilding, repairing, healing, rejuvenating. All of that stuff happens only when the digestive system can be at rest. If you put food in, all that energy is going towards the digestive system. And when the elimination phase ends, the building phase starts. The building phase is the nourishment phase of the body where you feed your body. So you see there's famine and feast. These were terms used at that time. Famine and feast. When there was a lot of food, people ate. And when there was famine, they still survived. Because the human body is designed that way. So am I telling you you need to starve? No, I'm telling you to be smart. This is not to be confused with deprivation, and this is not to be confused with starving. This is not to be confused with you pushing yourself beyond your threshold. If you break your fast at 14 hours because your body is physically hungry, guess what? Your elimination phase has ended and your building phase has started. Feed your body. Most nutritionists are taking intermittent fasting and making people diet in the building phase. That is the most detrimental thing you can ever do. In the building phase, your cells are screaming for nutrition after 14 to 16 or 12 hours of fasting. And here you are trying to fast or starve yourself or diet in the building phase. And that's where you cripple your metabolism, you have deficiencies, you cause inflammation in the body, and mentally you start getting more and more messed up because it's deprivation again. So you see, we need to use common sense and understand that less calories, it's proven in science, it's in every medical journal that aging gracefully, living a longer and healthier life, and also improving your lifespan and metabolic activity happens when you reduce the calorie intake in your system. Period. You reduce the calorie intake. This is not through a fad diet. When you fast, you automatically reduce it with all the other health benefits, which we've spoken about in other videos, so I'm not getting into that except 1 or 2 new ones that I'm going to talk about today. So if you are not hungry, all the elderly people out there suffering with pain and all of these things today, you can make a difference. Most of you can make a difference in your life right now by reducing the amount of calories you intake. Because if you really reevaluate your life and go back 10 years ago, you were eating far less than you are eating today. Because today we have easy availability of food and snacks and junk. Everything is easily available. So then we tend to eat it. Like I always tell people, if you don't keep chocolate in your fridge or in your home, you won't eat it. I don't know anyone who will have that desperation to eat chocolate, who will wake up at 2 in the morning, get into their car and go searching for a 24-hour shop that will have chocolate and eat it. Maybe a few people. I've done that once or twice as well. But most people won't because it's not easily available. So the same thing is everyone is eating too much of food. And we have to understand, where is this coming from? Where is this coming from? We know most of our nutritional curriculum is also funded by the food lobbies. So they make us tell people that breakfast is the most important meal of the day, that cereal is the best breakfast, and we all understand that it is possibly the worst breakfast you can ever have. So we got to unlearn and start using common sense. Common sense that does not cause harm to our health. Now, yes, people who are chronically stressed should not intermittent fast because they are putting more stress in their system. People who are hypoglycemic or have very severe diabetes should not do it without professional advice. Although I must tell you, type 2 diabetes and intermittent fasting done the right way will possibly reverse your type 2 diabetes completely, along with other lifestyle changes. Women who are pregnant should not intermittent fast. Women who are nursing should not intermittent fast. So yes, there's a small population of people who shouldn't do it. If you're on medication and your doctor needs you to eat, you follow your doctor's advice. It's as simple as that. But today we're seeing even men and women getting into chemotherapy on a fasted state and coming out with far better energy levels and less side effects. Why? Because when you're going through chemo and when you're sick, your body's automatically cutting down your appetite. Respect it at that time. Your body's trying to heal you. But here we are stuffing people with food, stuffing cancer patients with more sugar and milk, telling them to put on weight when everyone knows that one of the side effects of the chemo drug is weight loss. So does that make sense anymore? No, we're not using common sense. We're not using common sense. So when it comes to fasting, this is what should basically replace every fad diet that you are on. Number one, it's inexpensive. Two, it's free. Number three, it is within your control to decide your fasting phase. You can start at 6 o'clock, you can start at 7, you can start at 8, you can finish a late night party and come back at 12 or 1 in the morning and start your intermittent fasting right then. It's within your control. You do not need a professional to decide how many hours you need to fast. Your body will tell you that if you do it the right way and you listen to the way that you're supposed to fast. And you respect the elimination phase, which means you have only water. If you're doing dry fasting, you don't have water. You do not put coffee, you do not put green tea, you do not put lemon water. Anything that can start your system. Putting coffee on an empty stomach in a fasted state is ridiculous. You just need common sense to understand how acidic it will make you and how it will decrease the mucosal linings in your stomach. You're putting caffeine, which is highly acidic, into an empty stomach. Whether you're fasting or not, the habit of waking up to a cup of coffee on an empty stomach is disastrous to your digestive health and your gut health. So we need to understand that fasting is natural. It's in our system. Every religion in the world talks about fasting. Why? Because when you're fasting, you have more energy levels. When you have more energy levels, your mind is clear. When your mind is clear, you can pray better. That's the reason why there are religious fasts. So you see, it all depends on how the human body works. When you fast, your energy levels increase. Most of the people out there today have low energy levels. If you wanna grade your health right now, don't grade it by the number of hours in the gym. Don't grade it by the amount of organic food and the amount of money you spent on organic food. Don't grade it that way. Don't grade it on your six-pack or your size 0 figures, because guess what? We have sick people with six-packs and we have sick women with size 0 figures. So it's not external beauty. Grade yourself on from the time you wake up till the time you sleep, your energy levels minus caffeine. If you have good energy levels, you don't have a dependency on caffeine to keep you alive and going through your day, you know you're healthy right then. Why energy? Because if you don't have energy, trillions of cells in the human body are deprived of what they need to protect you, to boost your immunity, to look after your vital organs, to look after your brain function, your detoxification. Everything needs energy. And if you think the energy from caffeine is going to do that job, you're absolutely mistaken. So that's your benchmark. It doesn't matter if you can run a marathon or not. What matters is, what is your natural quotient of energy during the day? It's as simple as that. Well, I have a couple of other points over here. Intermittent fasting may not be for everyone, and let's respect that. There are some people who have a lot of physically demanding jobs in the morning and they may need a breakfast. Go ahead and eat it. Like I said, do not make this a fad. There are many people who achieve great health without having to fast. Great for them. Everyone doesn't have to do it. But if it suits you, do it. If you don't need it, you don't have to do it. Common sense. Everyone's trying to do what is the latest fad in the world. Everyone's reading someone else's success story and trying to imitate them, not realizing that, hey, everything's fine with me. I don't need to make any change. Common sense again, as simple as that. We talk about hormones. There's a hormone called ghrelin, which is your hunger hormone. When this hormone is constantly high, you constantly feel hungry. But when you intermittent fast, this ghrelin hormone comes right down. Most people intermittent fasting, and I can see names over here, thousands of people who are already fasting will claim that their appetite has actually reduced. Why has that happened? Because ghrelin is now naturally maintained because of your fasting period. Human growth hormones, also called GH, which you can buy in the form of injections today, and supplements which a lot of guys and women take to improve their bodies as a quick fix. There are so many young children whose parents take them to the US to get growth hormone injections because they're not growing tall enough. You need to understand that you're compromising the health of your child and your body if you need this. Your growth hormones can rise up to 1,000% in a fasting phase. Now your question is, oh, should I let my child fast? Absolutely. How many of your children tell you on several days that they are not hungry, truly not hungry, and yet you run after them with a plate of food, stuffing them with food? Well, guess what? Children need to fast as well when it's coming intuitively from them. If they're manipulating you, that's a different story. But you'll see there are days when your children do not need food. They are not hungry, and if you force them, you're creating a problem. You allow them to fast, guess what? Their growth hormones are absolutely and 100% going to be doubled and probably tripled. And that's what helps them with growth. Just because your child's not growing, it doesn't mean feeding him more food is going to make him grow. Yes, we need protein, carbs, and fats, the macronutrients, but you need something called human growth hormones, which can be developed and enhanced in the fasting phase. So sometimes get your children also to eat lesser, but you want them to eat more nutrient and energy-dense foods. Your junk food gives nothing of that, which is why they eat a lot of it, because it's empty. It doesn't fill them up. But you give them nutrient-dense foods, a little bit is sufficient for them to grow and complete all of their growth parameters. So we need to understand that even when we get sick, the body automatically goes into fasting. That's your natural defense mechanism. And here we are, human beings, thinking we're way more intelligent than the intelligence of the human body, and we stuff ourselves with food. You've moved into fasting because your body is shutting down your digestive system to use all the energy to fix you. Now, when you intermittent fast, don't think it's going to be easy for you the first time. You will have hunger pangs. Deal with it, people. There has to be a little bit of pain for some gain. The thing is, things are coming to people too easy today. We have more wealth. We think we can just buy everything. We think we can buy respect. We can buy love. We can buy so-called foods that's going to change our health. It doesn't work. There has to be discipline and some amount of effort to achieve anything in life. It's as simple as that. So deal with your hunger pangs. Deal with a little bit of acidity, because guess what? If you're acidic, intermittent fasting is cleaning you up. Those acids have to come up before they come out. So you will get acidic. Don't be scared and jump off the plan just because you have a little discomfort to deal with. Be strong. Understand that you brought your body to this level. It's going to take a little bit of pain and discomfort to come out of it. Of course, take professional advice if you need to. It is not a replacement for your doctors. It is not a replacement for your medicine. Let's make that clear very well, which is why I say you use your common sense. If I'm going to make a claim right now that the common sense lifestyle plan can replace your doctors and medicine, yes, I need science to back that. But I don't need science to back it because I'm not making a claim. I'm saying use your common sense and stop acting like sheep. Most people have this sheep mentality where they keep following one person, following one way, seeing what their neighbors are doing, seeing which actor, which actress is doing, and all of that stuff. That keeps you shallow inside. That keeps you empty inside. Start using common sense. Everyone has it. Have a little bit of it, use it, and you'll find that you get far more results. And now when you're doing your intermittent fast, Understand, if you are physically hungry, break your fast. The first day of the fast, you may do just 10 hours. That's progress. The next day, you may do 11 hours. That's progress. Take it up slowly. There's no hurry. Just because you throw yourself in intermittent fasting, it's not going to change your body overnight. Move there. Embrace it. Let it become part of your life. Enjoy it. You do anything in life with resistance or not enjoying it, you're going to fall off track. It's going to irritate you and you're going to feel like someone's forced you to do it. So the intermittent fast is the diet that is going to replace every way of eating. If it works for you, do it. If it doesn't work for you, don't do it. As simple as that. But anyone taking the concept of an intermittent fast and remodeling it and trying to make a diet out of it, you're wasting your money and they are going to harm you. Your body is the best thing to tell you what is going right or wrong in your system, and your mind as well. Live a little mindfully, see what's working for you and do it. But right now I can tell you, right from inflammation, reducing inflammation, to boosting immunity, to reducing acidity, to possibly reversing type 2 diabetes and so many other things. If you fast, you allow your body to heal you. Have a great day, everyone. Until next time, eat smart, move more, sleep right, and breathe deep. And yes, one more mistake that people make when they're intermittent fasting. They break their fast the wrong way. You need to break your fast with fruits. And 30 minutes later, you start eating most of your food. And the second mistake I already spoke about, never try to diet in the building phase. The building phase, like the word clearly says, is building. Your body's looking for nutrition and raw materials. Feed it what it needs. It's the famine and feasting mode. When I say feasting, feast as much as you want, but do it sensibly according to the goal that your body has. Have a great day, everyone. Until next time, eat smart, move more, sleep right, and breathe deep.